So Uber and Lyft tout US ride-hail driver pay incentives amid demand uptick. So, but basically, short and sweet. I'll obviously read this and also read Uber's statement. They say, you made good money during the pandemic. We acknowledge that. We have great incentives out there because we desperately need drivers. So you made some cash, but get ready. It's going to go back to pre-pandemic pay. So they're basically psychologically preparing you that don't get too excited. The numbers are going down. And that's pretty much what this press release says if you read between the lines, right? So Uber Technologies and Lyft said US drivers on their ride-hail platforms were earning significantly more than before the pandemic as trip demand outstrips driver supply, prompting the companies to offer extra incentives. And those people on the road know those extra incentives, and they've taken advantage of them, and they've shared them. Proud, big earnings, but ... Uber on Wednesday said it would invest an additional $250 million to further boost driver earnings and offer payment guarantees in an effort to incentivize new and existing drivers. That basically means we are desperate for new drivers. I just want the new drivers to understand that when they make these extravagant guarantees, that's not a guaranteed amount, right? The bait and switch here is when you join, they'll say, let's say you get $1,000 after you complete 100 trips. You think, oh, wow, the $1,000 is coming my way. And what happens is after 100 trips, you made $920. So they pay you the difference of $80. Or you made $980 and they'll pay you the difference of $20. Don't see that as a guarantee. They guarantee nothing. It's the biggest bait and switch, and they continue to push that lie. We know about that very well. Uber's Vice President of the United States and Canada Mobility, Dennis Sinelli, in a blog post, told drivers to take advantage, here it is, to take advantage of higher earnings before pay returns to pre-COVID-19 levels as more drivers return to the platform. He doesn't have the balls to come out and get you prepared for what's coming in advance, but sort of like try to package it up in a form of a press release. Oh, by the way, get ready to pre-COVID-19 levels. So if I was you and you actually are driving, milk it, put in the hours because things are about to change. Then they link to his Uber blog post. Let's jump in there before we get back to the article. Getting drivers back on the road. This is Uber now. After a year of shutdowns and staying in, Americans are getting vaccinated and cities are opening up. And as they do, Uber is starting to come back. As we recover, we want to reinvest in drivers. Really, Mr. Sinelli, really. We're launching a $250 million driver stimulus to boost already high earnings for drivers. Basically, Sinelli, you're desperate, right? And you're using investor money again to run your BS bait and switch ads. Just get ready. I'm giving you the real language here. Boosted incentives and guarantees will help welcome existing drivers back to Uber and ensure first-time drivers do well as they learn the ropes. Now, they put these mega numbers there, right? They're dangling these strawberries, raspberries in front of you. Hey, come back. Just be careful once you're back, right? The moment you see the big change and the numbers don't make any sense anymore, you got to bail. You got to pull the parachute, my friends, right? In 2020, many drivers stopped driving because they couldn't count on getting enough trips to make it worth their time. In 2021, there are more riders requesting trips than there are drivers available to give them, making it a great time to be a driver, right? So here's how much drivers are making right now in several cities. These figures are before tips and before a single dollar of the $250 million stimulus has been spent. And by the way, you will see how they throw these big numbers at you and wait. There will be like a little legal disclaimer in small, light writing underneath. Just wait. I know how these guys operate. Philadelphia, $31.03 per hour. Chicago, $28.73 per hour. Wow, sounds good, right? Austin, $26.66 per hour. Miami, $26.05 per hour. Phoenix, $25.94 per hour. I call BS. We want drivers to take advantage of higher earnings now because this is likely a temporary situation. As the recovery continues, we expect more drivers will be hitting the road, which means that over time earnings will come back to pre-COVID levels. Truth is, Sinelli, you will be cutting the rates again. We also want drivers to know that we're working to keep them safe. 1/3 of adult Americans have received at least one dose of vaccine, but we're continuing to require that all riders wear face masks. We also made it easier for drivers to navigate the vaccination process with streamlined appointment booking through our partnership with Walgreens. We hope drivers, new and old, will take advantage of this opportunity over the next few months and join us as cities get moving again. And here it is. Here's that little disclaimer. The figures above represent median hourly earnings after Uber's service fee for all time on the Uber app, not just engaged time, for drivers spending 20 hours online per week. These earnings do not account for expenses, which are drivers' responsibility, while costs vary based on vehicle choice, fuel prices, and other factors. We looked at the two most popular vehicles on the Uber platform, the Toyota Prius and the Toyota Camry. According to our nationwide estimate, costs hover around $3 to $4.50 per hour if you own one of these two vehicles. This is not a guarantee. So they basically are saying, you know, they're trying to pump up, juice up the numbers, and then use the vehicles that have the least expenses, right, to sell you on the fact that, hey, come back, you're going to make a lot of money here, up to $30 per hour. This is not a guarantee of future earnings. Earnings can vary depending on many factors, including time spent driving with Uber, rider demand, and other factors, right? Typical Uber BS. You're not conning us, Mr. Sinelli. We're a little bit smarter than that. Uber said drivers spending 20 hours online per week were seeing median hourly earnings of around $31 in Philadelphia and close to $29 in Chicago. Those earnings are after Uber's fees, but before expenses which drivers are responsible for as independent contractors. Lyft on Tuesday said drivers in the company's top 25 markets were earning an average of $36 per hour compared to $20 per hour pre-pandemic. So just a little hint here, it'll be going back to less than 20. That's what this letter means. That's what this press release means. In Denver, drivers earn as much as $44 per hour on average. The company said Lyft is also offering additional incentives and promotions in select markets. The uptick in demand comes as more U.S. states lift lockdown restrictions implemented in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Vaccination rates increase and growing number of Americans start moving again. But ride-hail drivers, many of whom stopped driving during the height of the pandemic over safety concerns and amid sluggish demand, have been slow to return to the road, and rightfully so. Uber and Lyft executives have told investors driver supply was a concern going into the second half of the year when demand is expected to ramp up further. Lyft said investments to boost driver supply will create first quarter revenue headwind of $10 million to $20 million. Right, so they basically mega desperate for new drivers. Now, they talk boldly in this article that they're doing all the stuff about safety for you. I tell you what, Mr. Sinelli, you're doing jack shit as far as safety for the drivers. So drivers, once again, have to take matters into their own hand, and I would ask you to go and check out displayride.com. I think this is probably the best solution I've seen so far out there, right? Trying to help drivers and passengers stay safe. Right, go and check out the website, displayride.com. Built-in permanent dash cam with non-stop uploading cam footage into the cloud, and messages to the passenger that they are being recorded. This is very, very important. Now, I also want to give my sponsor Curial a shout out. Look at this as an alternative if you're already doing deliveries with Grubhub, DoorDash, Postmates, Uber Eats, Uber Connect. The Curial pay per hour is far, far superior than any of those that I've just mentioned. And go to the website curial.com, go right down to the bottom and get the app. Sign up and give it a try. Why not do 2 or 3 deliveries? You got to compare apples to oranges, my friend. If you're actually making more on Curial, bye-bye the rest of the delivery company. So go and check that out. I wish you nothing but a great day. Stay safe out there, my friends. And if you have any questions, any feedback, any suggestions, any comments about the video, please do like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Wear your masks and let's all get through the pandemic together. Have a great day.